नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका के न्यूज स्टडी पॉइंट 7 में। तो चलिए देखते हैं आज की हेडलाइंस। Wary of SP alliance, UP Congress remains keen to go solo but leaves final call to High Command. Having strongly advocated for going alone in 2024 Lok Sabha elections in Uttar Pradesh at two meetings called by the Congress High Command over the last fortnight to gather suggestions like for forthcoming polls, the state's Congress leader has suddenly gone silent, maintaining that eventually is the decision of the party high command that matters. However, there is still a strong undercurrent among the state Congress leader that for its revival in the state, the party should go alone and at least maintain a distance from the Samajwadi Party SP. The Indian Express talked to the Congress leader who want to repeat its 2009 success in the state and feel the party did not gain much from its 2017 alliance with the SP. They feel that at the grassroots, the state's minorities are looking for an alternative to the SP, which the party should capitalize on by going alone. Aware of the discontent with the Congress rank about their party SP leaders say not only such opinion within the Congress negligible, the naysayers would also have to accept and follow what their national leadership decides. Abhishek Bachchan to join politics soon. Here's what we know. For a long time now, reports claiming Abhishek Bachchan is likely to join politics soon have been making headlines. It all started after some of the Samajwadi Party workers allegedly surveyed Prayagraj to analyze Abhishek Bachchan's popularity and suitability as a candidate for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. However, it has now been reported that Abhishek has no intention to join politics as of now. It is added acting its Abhishek's passion and that he would want to stick to it. Abhishek loves acting wholeheartedly and is deeply committed to its profession. A source cited by Bollywood Hungama claimed and then added, the rumors about him entering politics have left him amused as he has never expressed any desire to engage in political pursuits. Acting is his passion and it's highly unlikely he would seek anything beyond that. India may be the finest hour of identify politics in our country. In medieval warfare, choosing a battlefield was critical. It played a dual role, aiding attacks and strengthening the defense. Political slogans play a similar role in the electoral battlefield. They not only pitch what a political party or formation believes in, but the truly great ones also serve as bulwarks of defense as well. Yes, we can make America great again. Congress का हाथ आम आदमी के साथ and अच्छे दिन are statements that make it hard for anyone to oppose and counter. On this count, the naming of the joint alliance of 26 political parties as India, short for Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, serves this dual purpose amplify. It brings alive the intended message and pitches new sayers as anti-India, not a good place to be for a government that equates itself and its leader with the country. At the most basic level, political slogans must be easily repeatable taglines. But for political slogans to truly do valuable political work, they need to resonate with the main campaign message. The main message for the opposition from all their statements in the last few months is inclusivity and safeguarding the constitutional idea of India. Let's see how this stacks up. Manipur horror. We will act if Supreme Court wants government. The Supreme Court has directed Central State Government to take immediate steps and apprise it on what action has been taken on the showing to women being paraded naked in Manipur. The top court said that it is really disturbed over the video. It has ordered Centre and State to apprise the court on steps taken and have posted the matter for further hearing on next Friday. We will give little time to government to act, otherwise we will take action if nothing is happening on ground, SC said. Supreme Court asked Centre and Manipur government to apprise it what action they have taken to bring perpetrators to book. What is portrayed in the media about visuals which appear show gross constitutional violation and infraction of human life using women and instruments of perpetrated violence is against constitutional democracy. Ukraine war. Russia strikes Ukraine grain after ending sea deal. Russian missile attack on Ukraine's Black Sea coast have destroyed 60,000 tons of grain and damaged storage infrastructure, officials say. Agriculture Minister Mykola Solisky said a considerable amount of export infrastructure was out of operation. Russia has pulled out of a deal guaranteeing safe passage for exports across the Black Sea. Later on Wednesday, Russia's President Putin accused the West of using the grain deal as political blackmail. He added he would consider rejoining the international agreement in place since last summer only, if all principles under which Russia agreed to participate in the deal are fully taken into account and fulfilled. His comments came shortly after Russia's defense ministry declared from midnight on Wednesday night 9 GMT any ships heading to Ukrainian ports would be viewed as potential carriers of military cargo and party to the conflict. Some northwestern and southeastern areas of the Black Sea would be temporarily dangerous for shipping, it added. Russia began targeting Ukraine's ports in the early hours of Tuesday within hours of its withdrawal from the grain deal. More strikes followed overnight into Wednesday, targeting grain terminals and port infrastructure in Odessa and further down the Black Sea coast in Chronomorsk, two of three ports that were included in the export deal. Russia would immediately return to grain deal if West, Putin. President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday accused Western countries of perverting the expired Black Sea grain deal for their own ends but said Russia would immediately return to the agreement if all its conditions were met. On Monday, Moscow had quit the deal under which it had allowed Ukraine a year ago to export grain from its Black Sea ports despite the war to alleviate a global food crisis. It said a parallel memorandum signed at the same time intended to facilitate its own grain and fertilizer exports in the face of the Western sanction imposed on Russia in response to its invasion of Ukraine had been ignored. Shooting in Auckland before World Cup kills two. New Zealand is in mourning after a shooting in Auckland left two people dead hours before the city opened the FIFA Women's World Cup. 6 other people, including police officers, were injured and the gunman is also dead after the incident at 7:22 on a construction site in the central business district. PM Chris Hipkins said the attack was not being seen as an act of terrorism. The tournament would go ahead as planned, he confirmed. While no political or ideological motive for the attack had been identified, police had neutralized the threat and the public could be assured that there was no ongoing risk, the Prime Minister said. Auckland Mayor Wayne Brown said the shooting was not in any way related to the Women's World Cup. The shooter, 24-year-old Matutangi Matua Red, tore through a construction site with a pump-action shotgun, plunging the busy centre of New Zealand's largest city into lockdown. The man was known to police and had a history of family violence and mental health issues. He had been subject to a home detention order but an extension to work at the site. He did not have a license to own a firearm. Wagner boss Praxen seemingly makes first public appearance after failed mutiny. Weeks after the failed armed mutiny, chief of Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has claimed to make what would be his first public appearance in Belarus. A video has emerged on Telegram channel linked to the mercenary group where a person appeared to be the Wagner boss is seen welcoming fighters and describing the recent development in the Ukraine-Russia conflict a disgrace. Welcome guys, I am happy to greet you all. Welcome to the Belarusian land. We fought with dignity. We have done a lot for Russia, a man who resembled Prigozhin said in the video as quoted by CNN. The grainy video, which was shot in low light, presumably at dusk, was first shared by pro-Wagner Telegram channels and later shared on Praxen account. What is happening now at the front is a disgrace in which we do not need to participate. We need to wait for the moment when we can prove ourselves fully, he said, hinting that Wagner is likely to join the war at a later date. Several people in camouflaged attire surrounding the Wagner chief can be seen cheering for him in the video, calling him by Praxen's first name and patronymic Yevgeny Viktorovich. International Moon Day, when Neil Armstrong averted disaster seconds before landing on Moon. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong's message to Earth was immortalized as he became the first person to land on the moon. The year was 1969 and the day was July 20. The day is now celebrated as International Moon Day to remember the remarkable strides made in space exploration, particularly the Apollo 11 mission that saw the first humans land on the moon over half a century ago. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, part of NASA's Apollo 11 mission, made history by touching the lunar surface. They landed at a location they named Tranquility Base, marking a new era in space exploration. The United Nations General Assembly declared International Moon Day to be observed annually on July 20 in its Resolution 76/76 on the international cooperation in the peaceful uses of outer space in 2021. Fresh low pressure area triggers more rain in Odisha. With the formation of a low pressure area over the Bay of Bengal of the Odisha coast, many parts of the state, including the flash flood hit Malkangiri district, witnessed rainfall since Thursday morning under the influence of the cyclonic circulation over the Bay of Bengal. The low pressure area was formed and it is likely to move across Odisha during the next 2 days, the IMD said in a bulletin. The weather office also said that light to moderate widespread rainfall with isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall is likely to across the state till July 24. The IMD has issued both orange and yellow warnings till 8:30 am on July 21. Orange warning for heavy to very heavy rainfall 7 to 20 cm is very likely to occur at isolated places over the districts of Malkangiri, Koraput, Nabarangpur, Nuapada, Kalahandi and Kandhamal. ऐसे ही और न्यूज़ को जानने के लिए जुड़े रहिए के न्यूज़ 24/7 के साथ।